As usual, there is plenty to do on the Central Coast this weekend, including a style of beverage making, a name for itself right in our area. KSBY's Dustin Kleeman talks to us about hard cider and the reason it has people buzzing.
Fermented crushed fruit is growing in its popularity, and in this week's Central Coast Living, cider is under the spotlight as the 4th annual Cider Festival kicks off this weekend. Bristol's Cider House in Atascadero isn't particularly young. It's 25 this year. But the cider game is youthful.
So we take some stuff from the beer industry, take some stuff from the wine industry, and it's so new right now. We don't have any really rigid traditions or things that we believe we can or can't do. So we're free to play.
This weekend, the more than dozen cider makers on the Central Coast will host its 4th festival, expecting to draw hundreds, many of whom may have never experienced a proper cider.
The reaction when a good punchline lands in a joke, you get to watch how people respond to something that they weren't expecting.
You see a lot of surprise and excitement. And so a lot of people come in, they're like, I don't like cider, and then they try it, and they're like, this is totally different than what I've experienced. And I think we see a lot of converted cider drinkers.
Cider maker and Gopher Glen cider owner Raven Luke Hart says the industry is growing from the ground up, literally here on the Central Coast.
You're starting to see a trend where cider makers are going back to the roots, and they're looking for specialty apple varietals, and they're featuring that single varietal.
Cider makers, they're a community resembling the best things of beer and wine making, and they're looking to make the Central Coast a destination for fermented fruit.
Maybe it already is. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's the intent of the Cider Festival, is to draw attention to the fact that there's a bunch of serious-minded people here making serious ciders.
Dustin Kleeman, KSBY News.